Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. We're on day 3, whatever day this is. I lost track for a second, but it's day 3 here on Greengrass Isle for the 2nd anniversary fest event. We got 7,584 sneaky snacking. That's going to be enough to put us to, what is that, Master 13? Yes, Master 13. Very good. Not too bad from the sneaky snacking. Got about 50 grand and some change. I forget exactly how much this morning from overnight sneaky snacking, which was very good. For now, I really desperately need you to show up to work this week. Another day yesterday of only like 2 to 3 skill triggers. My Gardevoir on an average week with no bonuses is supposed to have an average of 5 per day. So getting 2 or 3 in a day when we have a 50% skill trigger rate bonus effect feels real bad, man. Real bad. And I woke up this morning with only a single skill trigger, which if I've done my mental math correctly, and I might be wrong on this one, but typically this Gardevoir has a 70% chance of waking up with 2 skill triggers in the morning. And I only got 1 today. And with that 70%, it should be like, if I've done my math correctly, and I'm pretty sure I'm doing this math wrong, because it's based on percentages and I'm not great with percentage math. But if I've done my math correctly, it should be almost guaranteed to wake up with a double trigger after an entire day. So, yeah, it feels bad. Can we get one right now, though? No, we can't. Show off. Whatever. All right, let's move on. These other Pokemon are actually showing up to work this week, so I like them a little bit more. So we're not going to spend any more time on Gardevoir. And there we go. See, somebody's got a skill trigger. At least one of them. I am so happy we made this investment in Aggron. Like I said, when we made it, I really like Aggron. The fact that he's not a pseudo is very unfortunate for my boy, but he's so happy and I love him. And I don't know, I might invest in him just because I like him, but we'll see. For now, let's make some breakfast and try to forget all about Gardevoir and her slacking off. We do still have 50-50 odds to get extra tasty because I did the impossible, got the reverse hat trick yesterday and not a single extra tasty. 50-50 odds all day and no extra tasty. So that's fun, I guess, is a word you could use for it. It's not the word I would use, but you could. For now, I'm just going to throw in, I don't know. We need the corn. We need the coffee for a backup just in case we want to make a perk up stew. Stupid mind goblin is telling me, throw in the slowpoke tails. It's gonna go extra tasty this time. It has to. The last 3 didn't. And that's not how that works. I guess I'm just gonna throw in some honey. That's what I'm gonna do. We'll throw in some honey and be done with it. Watch. Now that I didn't throw in the tails, it is gonna go extra tasty, and I'm gonna be slightly miffed. But we'll see. We'll see. Hey, looky there. 4 in a row. That's bad odds. What is that? 6% chance that happened or so? I don't know. I said earlier I'm bad at this percentage math, so I may be wrong, but I feel like 4 tail flips in a row is 6% chance if I've done my math correctly. So yeah, go me. Let's see if we can do it again today. Get the reverse hat trick a second time. That'll be super impressive. For now, though, that puts us a little shy, about 2/3 of the way. Nah, about 3/4 of the way to Master 14. So not terrible. Is that a skill trigger? No. Jerk. All right. Let's grab our 200 sleep points. It's going to put us at a grand total of 7,266. And that means that for our daily lottery, we can pick up, hopefully, something good. Come on, buddy. Make me feel better. I mean, that's pretty good, I guess. I had to use some earlier this week, so getting them back is nice. I'll take that, I suppose. But at this point, I feel like we just have to rely on our sleep report to make me feel better. And it should be a pretty good one. I did use an instance for one of the new starters. And hopefully we can get a good one. We will be talking about the starters a little bit later on after we get done with our usual routine, and it's gonna be some interesting stuff in there, so stick around for that. We got 61% slumbering, so that's very slumbery type. Yep. Which is both good and bad. Both good and bad. We do want slumbering for the simple fact that I want a happiny, but at the same time, there's so many babies on slumbering sleep that it kind of makes me not want it right now, even though it is pseudo balanced. I feel like pseudo balance skewed toward the slumbering is not the right move right now. But there's a pseudo wudo. There's an Arbok too. Hey, buddy. All right. So pseudo wudo, Arbok. Is that Grovile up there? Is that what I saw? I don't know. We're gonna find out. Ooh, not a Tyrannosaur, a Larvitar. Okay. Yet again, 3 new sleep styles. We got Rufflet, which is an interesting find. So we got Graveler, Haunter, Slowpoke, Arbok, Rufflet, Sudowoodo, and Larvitar. Okay. All right. I think that was Rufflet I saw up there. Oh, no. Nope. It was just a bush. That's embarrassing. There's Grovile. Okay. Well, at least he was here. I didn't look like a complete fool, I guess. The knee up sleep. All right, buddy. Our first Grovile. Ooh. All right. It lives in dense jungles. Even veteran researchers struggle to find it when it sleeps camouflaged in the leaves growing out of its body. Very short and sweet dex entry this time around. Okay. The other 2 got to be around this direction. Hey, there's another Trico. Nice. That is a super giant Haunter. Face rubbing sleep, the 2-star. Cool. I saw that square confetti and I thought it was a glitch at first. Nope. Just party time. All right. So there we go. 2 out of 4 for Trico. And 1 more. Oh, it's you again. Minun. Hello. We got the nodding off sleep, the 2-star for Minun. Wait. Did we see Plusle or Minun yesterday? I'm pretty sure it was Minun, right? Yes, it was. It was. Okay. 2 out of 4 from Minun as well. All right. Getting all these new sleep styles. We should be getting, well, hopefully we'll be getting the new island and stuff soon, and we are going to like instant unlock all of those rewards. Hungry, Rufflet, Arbok, and Graveler. I mean, honestly, the Rufflet is cool for it to be hungry, but not super cool. Did I feed that a Poke Biscuit, 2 Poke Biscuits before? What happened? Or did I just give it? I probably just gave it a premium biscuit because it showed up and was the only thing somewhat worthwhile one day. I don't know. There's, out of everything here, there is 1 specific Pokemon I want to catch. So we're going to catch that first and foremost. We're going to give that a premium biscuit. And no big hit, but that's all right. We can still take it home. No worries. No worries at all. We'll just feed it a regular Poke Biscuit. And that will take the Trico home, which is good. This is the one I wanted to catch anyway. So Rufflet I would love to take home, but I feel like Rufflet kind of gets outshined by Trico now, which is part of what we're going to talk about later. And I'll show you a little bit of why, but no crit cap there. It honestly would have been interesting to compare them side by side if I had caught a good one. The rest. I mean, you know what? I wouldn't mind the Arbok. We do need a good Poison Berry specialist, but I feel like by the time, I say it every time, by the time the island with Poison Berries comes out, we'll probably get a better one released into the game anyway. But until then, still got to catch a good one for the collection. So, you know, no harm, no foul. All right. Now let's see how this Trico is going to treat us, and hopefully it's going to be very nice. But that is what we're going to send out. We're going to send out that Trico candy and get a good amount of rewards. I hold on. I don't know. I'm losing my mind. Never mind. Lost the train of thought. Anyway, 4,690 research XP and 8,070 dream shards. And this Trico is going to hopefully be a really good one. Level 13 in Bashful, so that's neutral. That's unfortunate. Well, we don't have berry finding up front. Also unfortunate. ABC again. So that's okay. I don't mind that. And let's see. Ooh, helping bonus is a good start. Honestly, this is not bad to start off with. Helping bonus and skill trigger S is not terrible. If we can get berry finding at 50, we'll be in the money. No, more helping speed, which is still also not terrible. Also more helping speed, still not terrible. And ingredient finder S. So honestly, the fact that this doesn't have berry finding kind of ruins everything, but the rest is actually pretty good for Trico. It's kind of what we're looking for. The skill trigger is nice. Honestly, if we'd have had berry finding at 50, I think we'd have been done. We probably would have been done looking for Trico. The only thing that could technically make it better is that it was helping speed instead of helping bonus, but helping bonus still helps the team as a whole as well as Sceptile, so it actually is kind of a balancing act. It's like neither of them is really better than the other as a whole. It just depends on which way you want to look at it. So I would have been happy with either, but we are looking for berry finding, speed, and skill trigger. But the neutral nature also kind of drags it down. We are, however, going to calculate Sceptile moving forward as total strength because it is essentially a berry specialist in disguise. So we're going to get a lot of strength from berries, but we're also going to get some strength from the main skills. So for Sceptile specifically, and I would argue even what I just saw it, Braviary. You may want to calculate as a total strength as well, because they are more in line with a berry specialist than a true skill specialist like Gardevoir. So this one's good-ish. I mean, like I said, the nature really kind of drags it down. If it was, even if it was a speed up nature, it probably would be fine. Probably would be fine as long as it had berry finding. Berry finding kind of makes all the difference. So yeah, this one's actually better than the one we caught yesterday, but the one we caught yesterday was calculated at skill count. So that was before I really understood how we could use Sceptile more effectively. Like I was saying in yesterday's video, I haven't really had a chance to mess around with the Berry Burst Pokemon. I'd never caught a good Mimikyu. I never caught a good Braviary. So that was kind of my lacking in experience that led me to calculate it as a skill count instead of total strength yesterday. So that's my bad. However, even the one yesterday that did have berry finding is still not as good as we would like. It's better than this one with the way we plan to use it, but not as good as I would like. At 50, in terms of just skill triggers per day, this one's pretty solid. Skill trigger M at 25, if we were to subseed it, would actually make this probably about 4.1. So that would be close enough that I would invest in it if this was all we were looking at. But given how Sceptile is going to work, that's not all we're looking at. I just wanted to see what this one specifically was going to look like just to have the numbers for myself. But yeah, this one, I'm going to hold on to it for a while until I figure out exactly what I want to do and see all the different Trico that I catch and try to compare them and see which one's going to give me the best results. Because it's a little more complicated for me since this is a new way that I'm looking at these Pokemon. So I don't want to just kind of haphazardly throw them away just because it feels like it's not that great, when once I actually plug them in and compare them to each other in production comparison, could be a lot better. This Sceptile, though, not exactly what we're looking for, but could be good. I doubt it's going to be better than the one we caught yesterday, but it might. Once we see the numbers side by side, maybe it will be. But for now, we're going to move on. Another 1896 sneaky snacking. And let's go ahead and check that news. Hopefully, no new news. No new news, man. Like every day I wake up desperately hoping for new news about the new island. Or I feel like at this point, Cresselia and Darkrai have been long enough that some news about new legendaries would be cool too. The Cresselia Darkrai event was really cool, but I feel like maybe we should go to... honestly, Cresselia should have been a mythical. I don't know why it wasn't. If Darkrai's mythical, Cresselia should have been too, or vice versa. But I would like to see a legendary trio specifically. The Reggies, the Genies, the Weather Trio. I would like to see that specifically. Random tangent, because I get off on those sometimes. Anyway, so I feel like it's time for new news about something big, but you know, maybe it's just hopeful thinking. We got 33 community reports and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 out of 33 doubled up, exactly 33%. Very good. Hey, there we go. There's a level up too. Level 4, nice. 2 small ingredient tickets. Not too bad. Also, I goofed super hard. Super hard. I said that we were going to do the dream gifts as part of the morning routine, and I completely forgot. What are we getting today? Something juicy, I hope. Oh, 600 sleep points. I mean, yes, that's very nice. That's very nice indeed. All right, I'll take that. We got 3 medium ingredient tickets yesterday, so I feel like it can only go up from there. They're not the best thing, but at least it wasn't small tickets, I suppose. So yeah, you know, things are looking pretty good, especially with that amount of herbs. I'll take it. Still no skill trigger. Okay, whatever, Gardevoir. All right, we still have 50-50 odds. I'm just gonna make lunch again right now and hope that we get. No, I'm not, because I need the sausage. So as soon as I get the sausage, I'm gonna make lunch again. I was gonna say I'm surprised I didn't have the sausage, but I forgot because somebody underperformed yesterday. I had to put Beware and Gardevoir on the overnight team, even though that was not the plan. I wanted to have Aggron on the overnight team to get that sausage, so we didn't need to have him on the team today. We could swap him out for something else, maybe a Swalot or another Berry Finder. But somebody didn't do their job, so I had to put Beware on the team instead of Aggron. So we have plenty of corn, and I need more sausage. So let's see, where are we at? I might actually just go ahead and fix that problem right now. We have enough corn for now. I don't need to worry about corn the rest of the day. I'm going to put Charizard on the team for a hot minute, get some sausage really quickly between Charizard and Aggron. And hopefully we don't have to worry about it for a hot minute, because, you know, that's kind of annoying. We are going to get some berry finding out of this, so that's not too bad. I don't think it's worth investing the sub-skill seed there. It will make it marginally better, but honestly, if we just get Aggron to the same level as Charizard, Aggron's going to do way better than Charizard. Because this Aggron has skill trigger S, which, I mean, not directly helpful for ingredients, but, you know, we'll keep his energy charged on those days like the last couple days where Gardevoir is slacking. So there's that. Well, yeah. Okay, well, at least we can get the sausage we need. And honestly, I didn't even look at herbs. We may be at a point with herbs to where we don't need to keep Dragonite on the team right now either. We could maybe swap him out too, because I am putting Dragonite and Tyranitar on the team overnight to get that XP, since they are pseudo legendaries. And 27, or we need 27 per meal. 84, that's enough to get us through the rest of the day. And does it get us through breakfast tomorrow? I mean, it doesn't matter. It'll get us close enough that the herbs we get overnight will get us out of that. 27 times 3. Why am I drawing a blank on that one? That's 71. Right? No. Yes? No. 81. There we go. We do have enough. Okay. Sorry you had to see that. Anyway, yeah, we do have enough, so we can take Dragonite off the team for now. And we can throw on... I mean, part of me really wants to put Swalot on the team, but I know Swalot's energy is not as high as I would like it to be at the moment, simply for the fact that Gardevoir was slacking yesterday. And, yeah, it wasn't able to put him on the team. I think, actually, I'm going to do... Yeah. Yeah? No. Maybe. Maybe if I'd invested in this one. Maybe if this one was 50, that'd be a really good call right now. But not right now. Not right now. For now, what is it? It's Dragon Berries, it's Greppa Berries, and Duran Berries. Which I don't really have a good Pokemon for any of those. Yeah, I don't know who else to put on the team at the moment. I mean, I could put Swalot on the team and hope that Gardevoir gives him some help. Could throw on Luxray to get some Greppa berries and some tomatoes. I really just need better berry finders. That's really the problem. I focus so much on getting ingredient finders because I prefer to cook instead of run berry gatherers. So I just pulled up the list of my best berry gatherers right now, and Dragonite is the best choice. It's second to Raichu. So Raichu is my number one with my configuration set up for berry strength on green grass with these 3 berries. Raichu is number 1, and my Dragonite is number 2, and somehow this Meganium is number 3. So there's that. This also would have been a really good week to use a Palmot healer instead of Gardevoir, but we haven't got to that done yet because we need to worry about ingredients first. Yeah. I also could throw Dedenne in there and try to push those extra tasty odds to max just to make sure that we get extra tasty soon. Because I'm getting tired of having 50-50 odds and not getting it. And honestly, yeah, that's probably the best call because an extra tasty is going to provide me more strength than a berry gatherer will for a few hours today. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that. Cool. All right, well, that was an unnecessarily difficult decision that I just really hesitated on for no reason other than second guessing myself. All right, the team is set up, ready to go. Hopefully we can get some sausage pretty quickly and be able to make lunch, and hopefully we'll go extra tasty. Part of me really doesn't even want to collect from Dedenne until I make lunch to see if it goes extra tasty, and then if it doesn't, then collect and just try to force extra tasty from dinner, even though the best we can do is 80% odds for right now. But yeah, it's starting to add up on me psychologically. But anyway, we've got some things to talk about with these new Pokemon. I've compared some numbers, and I've gotten some input from other sources, and I hope that I have this information accurate, but I did have some people helping me verify it, so thank you to those that were with me last night while I went through this. But we are going to talk about the new starters and how they compare to their old counterparts, and specifically with Sceptile, since it is a little bit more intricate, being a berry finding skill specialist. Is a berry specialist in disguise, whereas the other two are strictly berry specialists. Those are really easy to talk about. So we're going to talk about Sceptile first, and we're going to get that out of the way, and then we'll talk about the other two because they will be really quick and easy. It's just simple comparisons. For Sceptile, there are several ways that you can try to build a Sceptile, and I say build as if you have control over what you get. It's a little more difficult than that. You just kind of get what you get. But there's several ways that make it work, and different combinations that are okay. So this first combination here is the best combination out of what I checked yesterday. And we have this Meganium here that is triple speed with berry finding as our base level of a perfect Meganium, quote unquote perfect Meganium, that is just going to bring in 45,000 strength per day. I haven't selected an island right now. This is just a neutral amount that they bring in, regardless of whatever island you're on. Of course, it will be better if you're on Lapis with Durin, but just keep in mind these numbers are just a baseline. So a perfect Meganium can bring in 45,000 strength per day. And the reason I was saying that we want berry finding on a Sceptile is because that is the only way to really make it do better than Meganium. And actually, I don't even think it's 100% necessary to do better than Meganium, but it definitely will get you there. For example, if we had a helping bonus that is a double speed, triple speed, speed of help nature, helping bonus, helping speed, skill trigger M, it performs just about as well as Meganium. So if you haven't invested in a Meganium yet and you catch this, even though it's a little shy, it's only 250 points shy. And so it's going to perform just as well as a Meganium, essentially. So berry finding is not 100% required for a good Sceptile, but it does make a big difference. As you can see, having berry finding, helping speed M, skill trigger M, and a helping speed nature brings it up to 54,700 strength per day, which is, what is that? Like almost essentially 10,000 more than Meganium. So big difference in terms of what they bring to the table. Again, these are baseline numbers, 10,000 at the end of the day. If you've already built a Meganium, 10,000 per day at the end of the week is a 70,000 difference. Is that 70,000 going to make a difference in the rank that you reach? That really depends on the point in the game that you're at. But if you want to build a good Sceptile and you just want to max out as much strength as you can, Sceptile is the way to go. And I think this is the better choice. However, even if you don't get that exact combination, if you, for example, get berry finding, helping speed M, skill trigger M, all the same sub skills, but your nature is naughty, so it's speed of help up and skill trigger down, that Sceptile still outperforms Meganium. So you're not missing anything there. And even a triple speed berry finding Sceptile outperforms Meganium again. So most combinations, as long as you have berry finding, are going to outperform Meganium. But from what I found, the best combination seems to be this berry finding, helping speed M, skill trigger M with speed of help up nature. Preferably not a naughty nature so that you don't get that main skill chance down. But even if you do, it still outperforms. So if you get all three sub skills and you see the naughty nature and you're like, oh no, it's not that bad, I wouldn't worry about it. You're still outperforming by 5 grand. It's just not quite the 10 grand that the other speed of help up natures perform. Now, the one thing that we're going to check live, because I forgot to check, let's say we instead get a gentle nature, so main skill chance up. That is just 1,000 shy of speed of help up. So even if you get a main skill chance up nature, as long as it's not main skill chance up, speed of help down, as long as it's not calm, which even calm still performs the same as naughty, just about. It's not even 100-point difference between naughty and calm. So both of these are fine too. They still outperform a perfect Meganium. So that is my recommendation based on the numbers that I've seen so far. Try to get berry finding, helping speed M, skill trigger M, or it doesn't even have to be M. You can get helping speed S or skill trigger S and subseed them up. But you want berry finding, helping speed, skill trigger, and preferably a speed of help up nature that is not naughty, or a main skill chance up nature that is not calm. Those are going to be the best choices you can get. Keep in mind, most of us are not going to find the perfect Sceptile, but we're going to get close. And that's the idea, is to get as close as possible. So my Sceptile yesterday, a lot of people were in the comments talking about how my Sceptile is better than I thought it was. You were correct. It was better than I thought it was. However, it's not as good as you might have thought it was, simply because it had berry finding. The berry finding was nice, but it has no speed. It has no skill triggers. So it's not that good. It's not that good. Also, I forgot to mention, keep in mind, all of these numbers are at level 60. The numbers will change at different levels. I think at level 50, they're a little bit closer to each other, but this is all at level 60. So my Sceptile from yesterday was not that good. 40,600. And that's why I think that the Trico I caught today might perform better than the one I caught yesterday, simply for the fact that it has speed. So let's see. Let's plug this in now. 40,600. And let's plug this one in with helping bonus. Actually, let's go ahead and clear all these. Oh, wrong button. Got to hit the circle button. So helping bonus, skill trigger S. Let's go ahead and make that skill trigger M, because if we're going to do this, we're going to go whole hog. Helping speed M, helping speed S, ingredient finder S. With a neutral nature. Yeah, this one technically outperforms the one with berry finding, simply because it has the speed. And the reason the speed matters is because Sceptile is so fast, as we discussed the other day. Its base frequency is 38 minutes and 20 seconds. It is so fast that you can get, once you have its energy above 80% with that 2.2 times multiplier to the frequency, you are going to hit this pity proc a lot more often. 62. So I asked for clarification on this. The way that I understand it is that if you don't get a skill trigger, then you will at the very least get one, at least one in 62 productions that Sceptile makes. So just to make this easy, we're gonna drop down to ridiculously low numbers, but let's say that Sceptile made a production every minute. And a production is giving you berries, ingredients, whatever it gives you. But every time the game checks for a production, once a minute, then you would get a bare minimum of one skill trigger every 62 minutes. And that's if you don't already get one from the skill trigger rate. So that is how the pity proc system works as far as I understand it. And so that's what makes this one so good, is that it's so fast that if you make it even faster, you increase the frequency of those bare minimum guaranteed pity procs. And so that is what helps significantly with the berry burst. So that's why you see these faster Sceptiles have such a high skill trigger rate throughout the day. 3.5 in terms of the one that I said was the best one to catch in terms of just raw production, versus 2.83 versus 2.8 over the ones that actually, why are you so low? I don't know why that one's so low. It seems like it wouldn't be. Oh, because obviously skill trigger down, skill chance down. That makes sense. But even this one that has all the speed still is lower than this one because of that skill trigger M. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for that higher skill trigger amount. The speed helps us get there. So the speed will help us get there, but it's not enough, is basically what I'm trying to say. This one has all speed. It's 2.8, which is not bad, but 3.5 is much better. And the reason we have that 3.5 is because we sacrificed that one helping speed S for a skill trigger instead. So that's why we need that. But even this one with helping bonus and a singular helping speed M. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot I had to. Wait, why do you? Oh, you're out of order. Yeah, you're out of order for some reason. I don't know how I got those two mixed up. Anyway, the speed helps is what I'm trying to say. So that's what I recommend. Try to go for berry finding, helping speed, skill trigger, speed of help up, or main skill chance up nature. That is my recommendation. I've talked about Sceptile long enough. I feel like I'm about to start repeating myself, but yes, the two Trico that we've caught, this one is technically better, but neither of them are good enough. Neither of them are going to be close to what I need them to be. I think technically this one outperforms the Meganium that I have right now. Let me go ahead and resync all Pokemon and re-evolve this one because I technically haven't invested in this one. But I do think that it outperforms, yes, just barely outperforms my potential Meganium. So technically I could invest in this one and get better output than what I've got in terms of my Chikorita and Meganium potential, but it's still not good enough, you know? Not good enough. But anyway, enough about Trico and Sceptile and Meganium. We know what we're looking for with those now. Let's go ahead and move on, and let's talk about the easy ones. The easy ones to talk about, let's start with Blaziken. So I set these up. I messed up because I hit sync Pokemon, and I forgot I had mine plugged in here, but let's fix that real quick. Let's just get rid of this. We got berry finding, helping speed, and speed of help. Adamant nature, there we go. Perfect. Primeape, I need to put you at level 60, and I need to get rid of that ribbon. The ribbon actually makes it funnier because it still outperforms it by so much. All right. And then not lonely. Let's do adamant because that is perfect. So yeah, you already see the numbers. A perfect triple speed. Oh, well, how did that get there? That doesn't make any sense. Why? Why are you on 75? Go to 50. There we go. Making me look like a fool. Anyway, it's not as bad as it was a second ago. Berry finding does help quite significantly with Primeape, but you can see the numbers. Primeape, perfect one, 38,077, whereas a perfect Adamant Blaziken, 42,082. So a full 4,000 strength more per day. Again, at the end of the week, 4,000 strength, it's only going to bring you an extra 28,000 by the end of the week. Is that a big difference? It depends on where you're at in the game. But if you want to maximize everything, that's what you're looking for. And you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of both of you, and we're just gonna duplicate. We're gonna make this easy. We're gonna duplicate. I'm gonna turn you into a Marowak as soon as I find it, because I messed up by hitting sync my Pokemon. Shouldn't have done that yet. I thought I was done, but I forgot that I put those in there. Where are you, Marowak? Why do I always have a hard time finding you? There you are. All right. So we've got Marowak plugged in, and now let's get Swampert. Let's get you plugged in. You are a little easier to find for some reason. There we go. All right. So, same story, except it's much more drastic with these two. Perfect Marowak, perfect Swampert. Big difference. 10K difference. That is 70,000 difference by the end of the week. Similar to what you see with a perfect Meganium and a perfect Sceptile. Again, only 70,000 difference by the end of the week, but if you want to maximize, that's the way to go. And I'm curious, if we go to Taupe Hollow, where we've got, yes, ground berries are the favored berries. Significant difference. That is a much bigger difference than the neutral amount. And this is why it matters. 10K, 4K between these two at the start doesn't really seem like a lot, but when you go to the favored berry islands, it's a huge difference. Huge. So we're talking about 105.5K from Marowak on a single day versus 137.5K. So that's a whole 32K difference, which at the end of the week, multiply that by 7, that is 220K, 224K difference. So big difference by the end of the week if you're on a favored island. If you're on a neutral island, may not matter as much to you, but most of us aren't using these berry finders on neutral islands. And actually, we can talk about Taupe Hollow here too, because nope, that is not the Fighting Berry Island. The Lapis Lakeside is. Also, my area bonuses are kicking in, so that's making these numbers a lot bigger. I do have all my islands at max bonus, so that's another reason why you're seeing a big difference once I select an island over the neutrals. But on Lapis, where we've got the Fighting Berry as the special, the favored berry, there we go. 126,000 from Primeape, 139,000 from Blaziken, 13,000 difference per day, which is that is a 91,000 difference by the end of the week. So that is not as big of a gap as Marowak and Swampert, but does make a difference by the end of the week. And then we are on Lapis, which is Duran berries. So you can see just how big the gap is between that and that Sceptile and my. You know what? Let's do this again. I shouldn't have done that. I thought I was ready for it, and I wasn't. A perfect Meganium. 186,700 versus 145,800. So a 41,000 difference per day from the perfect Sceptile to the perfect Meganium. Keep in mind, all these perfects are in air quotes. They may or may not be the exact perfect, but they're pretty close to it. They are what I would consider a perfect investment opportunity. So, yeah, Sceptile far outperforms. 42,000? Yeah, 41,000 times 7. That's a lot. That's, what is that, 287,000 difference? So, that's enough for a rank up at the end of the week. That's going to cover several ranks early in the week at the very least. So yeah, you're really outshining Meganium there, Sceptile. But that is kind of everything that we are looking for in these new starter Pokemon. Like I said, these two are much easier to compare with their older counterparts because it's just straightforward speed and berry finding. Whereas Sceptile's a little more complicated because he likes to be a disguisey boy, which makes sense with the fact that he's can camouflage himself. So it makes sense that he is very tricksy. But I'm still going to keep hunting more Trico because I feel like neither of the two that I have caught so far really stand up to what I want. I would like to get at least 50K on this neutral number. If I could get at least there, I would be fine, because if we go to Lapis, we're still, like, even this Sceptile, if I caught this one, it's still outperforming the perfect Meganium by 26K a day. So that'll add up. That's, let's see, 26 times 7, you're looking at 182,000 extra throughout the week. So it does add up. And that's not even counting all the extra berries that you get from whatever Pokemon are on your team as well from the berry bursts. I mean, ideally, I would like to get this one for that 3.5 plus the strong production strength. But, if I can catch this one, I'm not going to complain about it. But, yeah, that's everything. Also, real quick note, I did have somebody in the comments ask me to explain the numbers and my naming system real quick. So, for those of you that don't know, my naming system is they have a B, an I, or an S denoting their specialty. The number next to that is their PR rating that I got in Raenon last time I graded them. And if it says BFS, it's because they have berry finding. If it says HB, it's because they have helping bonus. And if it says HFS, they have both. Let me see. Somebody around here has HFS, but I forget who it is. But either way, pretty straightforward. It's just for me to get an idea at a glance of what they are and what they look like. And then the other letters, the ABA or the AAA that you'll see, or not AAA, but A cubed, ABC, that's just denoting their ingredient spread for ingredient Pokemon. But that's all it is. It's just a way for me to quickly look at a Pokemon and get an idea of where it's at and what I am looking forward to catch in the future. Probably not the best naming system. It's just the one I use because it works for me. So that's my naming system in a nutshell. Pretty straightforward. My recommendation for Sceptile is, once again, berry finding, helping speed, skill trigger, and a speed of help nature, preferably, if not a main skill chance up nature. Blaziken and Swampert are straightforward. Just speed and berry finding. That's all you need, and you're set to go on them. But that is what I wanted to talk about the new starter trios, and let you guys know my opinions on them. Sceptile seems really interesting. I'm going to keep trying to catch Trico, but I do want to catch the other two because they do outperform, especially Swampert. Even though I do have a berry finding Marowak, Swampert will far outperform it, as you saw. So definitely want to catch that guy. For now, I'm going to see if I can get some sausage. I'm not going to get enough to make lunch, so that's unfortunate. I will keep collecting and try desperately to get that extra tasty to happen. But yeah, so far no luck. But, it would be really funny if that was a skill trigger from Dedenne. It wasn't. Let's collect our missions and we can go our separate ways today. What did we finish? What was it? Favorite berry. So I got 3 more small handy candies. Very good. We're going to have to make an investment in something soon. I think I know what it's going to be, and you probably do too. But yeah, for now, after all of that, is where I'm going to wrap things up for today. So thank you for watching the videos. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you do enjoy these videos. A huge shout out to our ace trainers, Illusion, Waite, who just hit their 12-month anniversary. Thank you very much for the support. Husky Star, JP, Barty, Rogue Bastion, Josh Garrett, and SDK Posse. Thank you all for supporting the channel. If you would like to support the channel, just click that subscribe plus or that join button right below this video. While you're down there, you can find the link to my Ko-Fi in the description box, as well as links to my live stream channels and to the Discord, where you can come hang out with a cool community of people and talk about Pokemon Sleep and other fun stuff. But other than that, y'all have a good night. Let me know what you think about everything I talked about today in the comments. And until next time, later, dudes.